Hey, welcome. Today, we are diving into a really simple but honestly a game-changing framework for leaders. So if you ever feel like your week just kind of happens to you, a series of reactions instead of intentional moves, then you're in the right place. We're going to walk through a system that's designed to take you from that feeling of chaos to real clarity, and it only takes 15 minutes a week.
So let me just ask you straight up, is your week intentional or is it reactive? It's a tough question, right? Because so many leaders are stuck in what the source material calls well-organized chaos. I mean, you're busy, your calendar is absolutely packed, but when you get to Friday, you look back and think, did I actually move the needle on the things that matter? It feels like a lot of motion, but not a lot of progress.
And the solution, it isn't to just work more hours or grind through the weekend. It's about installing a simple, repeatable habit. And that's where this Reset Leadership Focus worksheet comes in. It's a tool built specifically to bridge that huge gap between your big picture plans and the reality of a Monday morning. Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start by defining your North Star, that guiding light. Then we'll translate that big idea into concrete wins for this week. After that, and this is my favorite part, we'll get into the art of subtraction. And finally, we'll talk about how to build a system so all this actually sticks. Let's do it.
First up, finding your North Star. Look, this is all about getting crystal clear on your purpose before the week starts and has a chance to pull you in a million different directions. Because let's be honest, leadership without a clear purpose, that's just busy work.
So the whole process kicks off by defining your North Star. The worksheet has you answer 3 really core questions in just a couple of sentences each. Why does your work matter? Who are you serving? And what's the long-term point of all this? Now, the goal here isn't to write some lofty mission statement you hang on a wall. Nope. It's to create a practical operational filter you can run every decision through when things get crazy.
And this brings us to a really important shift in thinking, focusing on outcomes, not just tasks. An outcome isn't some vague effort like, oh, I'm going to work on something. No way. It's a testable, binary state of reality. You can look at it in 90 days and ask one simple question. Did we do it or did we not? There's no gray area.
This slide just nails the point perfectly. I mean, look at the difference. Work on delegation is so fuzzy, right? It could go on forever. But create a delegation structure for engineering leads, now that is a powerful outcome. It has a clear finish line. And even better, it builds a lasting capability in your team, which makes you less of a bottleneck, not more.
The worksheet makes you choose just 3 quarterly outcomes. Only 3. Now, why is that? It's because the discipline of 3 forces you to be ruthless with your priorities. It means, and I love this quote from the source, killing good ideas to protect great ones. It's about being strategic, not just picking from a buffet of things you could do. Okay, so now we take that 90-day vision and we bring it right down to the ground, to this week. It's time to define your 3 non-negotiable wins, the things that, if you get them done, will make this week a genuine success.
This is the prompt for your weekly outcomes, and you gotta love the phrasing, will be true. The worksheet actually suggests writing them in the past tense, as if they're already done. Something like, the Q3 budget was finalized and approved. This little trick forces them to be concrete, testable results, not just a to-do list of activities.
And there it is again, the magic number 3. This isn't just some random number, it's actually based on our cognitive load. You can realistically hold 3 main priorities in your head during a chaotic day. The source material is pretty blunt about it. 4 is when things start to get blurry, and if you have 5, you're basically just lying to yourself. 3 forces you to be honest.
Now we get to what might be the most powerful part of this whole thing, the art of subtraction. This is the step that almost every leader skips, but it's where real, genuine focus is created.
Think about it. Any leader can add more stuff to their plate. That's the easy part. The real skill is in subtraction. This worksheet forces you to make those hard trade-offs on purpose. So instead of them happening by default when you're wiped out at 11 p.m., you make them intentionally at the very start of the week.
The worksheet gives you 3 clear ways to subtract. First, you can stop doing something that's just not serving your goals anymore. Second, you can delay a good idea that just isn't a right now idea. Or third, you can delegate a task to someone else. This is how you actively, intentionally lighten a load. And to make delegation actually happen, the worksheet gives you these 3 simple filters. Ask yourself, is this a task someone else can do? Is it something someone else should be doing as part of their job? Or maybe most importantly, is this a task that someone else could grow by doing?
This turns that vague idea of, I should delegate more, into a specific, actionable plan.
So, a great plan is totally useless if your environment is designed to interrupt you. This final section is all about making it stick. We need to build the structure, the rules, and the rituals to protect your focus and turn your intention into reality.
The worksheet asks you to set 3 micro rules for the week. These are just small, specific boundaries you put in place to cut out the noise. And here's the key insight. A good rule should probably feel a little bit uncomfortable because it's creating friction with your current reactive habits. That's how you know it's working.
And here is how it all comes together into a simple, repeatable rhythm. This is your weekly habit. It's a tiny 15-minute investment on Monday morning, ideally before the emails and the messages start flying. You fill out the worksheet, you adjust your calendar to match your actual priorities, you use it as a filter all week, and then you wrap up with a quick review on Friday. What worked, what didn't. Simple.
You know, at the end of the day, you probably already know you're too reactive. You don't need more awareness of the problem. What you need is a system that makes better choices the default. This worksheet is that system. So the real question isn't whether this all makes sense. The real question is, what will you subtract this Monday to finally make space for what truly matters?